Right then, transfer season is in full swing and you've got me on a chair outside Old Trafford to tell you all about it. Full-time Devils are making me say, deal with it, so deal with it. Now the first one that we've got is Costas Manolas. This one's in the Express and they're saying that we've had a £28 million bid rejected by Roma for the defender. Now considering that we've had a bid rejected, and it seems to be fairly true I imagine, and the fact that we've just signed Eric Bailly, I'm going to give this one a 1 out of 10. Now you wonder why the Metro and the Star have got such bad reputations. This is exactly why they've got poor reputations. On Instagram, Neymar's sister has posted a picture about train doors, talking about journeys and all that lot. And Jordan, the Metro and the Daily Star have both done, they've gone, boom, this means Neymar to United. I'm disgusted. I've got no words to express my feelings for the level of journalism that we're being seen here. 0 out of 10, pull your pants up. The Sun say Ramsey to Manchester United if we don't sign Mkhitaryan. I say bullshit, son. Now I can see somebody like Ramsey leaving Arsenal, especially to go into bigger and better things like Manchester United, because they've got about 1,000 midfielders, haven't they? But it's not happening to us and it's not happening in this window, so sort it. Ramsey to United in the Sun, 0 out of 10. This week's Paul Pogba Saga update. Now, it's the juiciest transfer around there for Manchester United fans, isn't it? Because we want to see what could have been and what should have been at Old Trafford. Now, the agent, Mino Raiola, Pogba's agent, that's the same agent that was here when Fergie was here, and there was obviously something went on between Fergie and his agent back then. And when Raiola talks about a Paul Pogba return to Old Trafford, he says it would be fascinating. I think it'd be fascinating as well. Now, the other part to the saga that we've got this weekend is Raiola is meeting Juventus. By the time you guys watch this, it's probably already been concluded or the wheels will be in motion, whichever way it's going. My personal view is that I think Paul Pogba is going to Real Madrid, and I reckon that's like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 likeliness. So for him to be coming to United is the opposite end of that, isn't it? So I'm going to say, as much as it breaks my heart, because I think if we did get Paul Pogba, we would really challenge this year, but I don't think we're getting him. So I'm going to give it 2 out of 10. Right then, here's a funny story. Last week we tweeted about Gabriel Jesus because there was an account that looked like an official Gabriel Jesus account. That account then replied to us. We then found out that it was a blag account, but that didn't stop the Metro running a full story on it that he'd replied to us saying that he would love to play for a giant club like Manchester. That is why the Metro has got such a poor reputation. No digging, instantly pulling up bullshit stories. All over Sky Sports, they're talking about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now he's out of the Euros. He's a bit of a loss in this, so he might as well come over to Manchester and have a medical. That's what Sky Sports are reporting. We've known that this one's been on the cards, or seemingly on the cards, all summer. So I'm not expecting this to fall through at any stage whatsoever now, but they still can, can't they? So I'm not going to go 10 out of 10. It's getting a 9 out of 10. Here's a name that is not new to us, Henrikh Mkhitaryan. Now, Mino Raiola's at play in this one again. Sky Sports are reporting early Monday that there's a fee being agreed and an agreement being reached between Manchester United and Dortmund. That seems to be the only thing that was holding this transfer up, so I would expect this transfer now to really gain some legs, and we might see some movement in the next week or 10 days or so. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10 as well. Draxler. Now that's a name that we was expecting that was going to be linked to, because he's at a relatively small club. They're a club that likes to sell, and he's a player that's been doing pretty well at the Euros, especially in the second round game. Now, that doesn't mean that he's coming anywhere, does it? That doesn't mean anything. It's a player that people want. It's a player that people are likely to talk about. So that's why the Daily Star have picked up on it. And if you drill down into the quotes, there are no quotes. They're basing it on what could potentially be one drunk German guy talking to one English journalist in a bar. That's what we're basing this whole story on. So an absolutely massive resounding 0 out of 10 for Draxler to United. Come on. That was the ins. Here's the outs. The first one that we've got, this one's a bit of a saga as well. It seems to be never ending and doesn't have any sort of resolution to it. Ryan Giggs, is he staying? Is he going? We did a great debate about it last week, so make sure you go check that out after you've watched this video. Now, Ryan Giggs probably needs to strike out on his own, and this Mirror article reckons that he is wanting to strike out on his own. It seems that Jose Mourinho doesn't want him. They're reporting that there's a meeting happening this week that Ryan Giggs is going to sit down and talk to Jose Mourinho. Personally, I think he's going to go strike out on his own. So if we're talking about him leaving, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Schneiderlin, Koeman, Everton, £20 million. How about turn it in? Not happening. Now, I can see the little link that he's getting there, like, oh, Schneiderlin played for him at Southampton. That doesn't mean anything, does it? Schneiderlin should be a key part of our squad next season, if not the first team. He's absolutely magic, and we lost a lot of games when he didn't start, won a lot of games when he did start. For me, he's got to be part of any plans. People talking about Matic coming in. Why? Schneiderlin does exactly the same job as Matic. Forget about it. Him going to Everton for 20 million, the way they rinse us over players, I don't think so. Schneiderlin to Everton, an absolutely resoundingly low 1 out of 10. Right, anyway, forget about the ins and outs for now. Here's what the boys in United on YouTube have got to say about transfers this week.
I want to take some time to discuss with you guys a bit about how we can integrate these new players into the squad. And obviously, while Mkhitaryan is stealing the headlines right now, I still haven't forgotten about Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who I personally think is also a done deal and will complete his move to Manchester United.
And like any old week in the transfer window, Manchester United have been linked with a load of names. But there's one that sticks out for me, and that's James Rodriguez. I first saw James play for Colombia in the 2014 World Cup, where he absolutely shone. And I remember him showing a load of passion as well, as when Colombia got knocked out by Brazil, he cried his eyes out after the game.
Hey guys, it's Anaga from Football Day Night. Raiola, we've been working closely with Raiola apparently, and if we somehow make these signings, we can really challenge in my opinion. We've also been linked to James a bit.
Di Marzio confirmed in the last 24 hours that Mkhitaryan and Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be coming or are on the verge of signing for Manchester United and will join in early July, which is fantastic news for Manchester United.
How can we integrate these two specific players into the squad? Me personally, we can talk about formations. It will go on for days, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say in the comment section below. But if we can integrate these two players into a formation, I'd like to see them in a 4-3-3 with the front three composed of Rashford on the right, Zlatan up top in the front, and Martial on the left, with Mkhitaryan almost sort of occupying that Angel Di Maria role that he did so well for Real Madrid before he came to Manchester United and played for Louis van Gaal.
He would bring a lot of assists, like he has done this season in the Bundesliga, but he had a very awful year, a very awful first year in Dortmund, so it would be very, very difficult for him. He has to settle in quickly.
James Rodriguez would be able to help Manchester United mount a title charge and possibly a Champions League charge. I also hear that he might be looking for houses near Jose Mourinho. I think this one could be possible.
We've been linked to big stars, and I think with Mourinho we can actually sign these players and actually make a team that would win the league. So that's big rumors, but I can see a few happening. I think Mkhitaryan will happen first, maybe Zlatan.
Because there are two positions in the club that Manchester United really do need to strengthen. That striker position, haven't had enough options up front, and Zlatan, a proven goal scorer, which is great. And then that right hand side, the pace, the goals and the assists and the corner attributes are a reason why I really want Mkhitaryan to sign for Manchester United.
But I think he possesses that sort of similarities and familiarities in that middle. He's got the pace, he's got the strength, he's got the dribbling and the control to be able to play in a midfield three on the right hand side. So what do you guys think? Get your comments in below and let me know. I'll see you guys later.
I'm looking forward to this summer. I think we're going to sign some great players. So anyways guys, that was my transfer review.
In other news, we're still trying to sign Paul Pogba. A deal I don't think is going to happen. I just hope we don't go around all the rest of the summer trying to sign Paul Pogba when I don't think it's actually going to happen.
I'll see you next week. Please subscribe to Full Time Devils and Football Day Night. Thank you so much guys. Glory Man United.
Cheers to everybody who got involved in United on YouTube. Take 5 seconds out of your day and go and subscribe to them lot. There's great United content on all of those channels. Now, this is my favourite part of the weekend. It's the crap transfer headlines. It's bullshit bingo! I know we joke about it, but the Metro actually is probably going to write a couple of those up this week, isn't it? Anyway, thank you to everybody who got involved in United on YouTube. Thank you to all you lot for sending the tweets in that we've just used for the crap headlines. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We'll be back next week with more transfer news from Full-Time Devils. See you in a bit. We've just watched Iceland beat England. Iceland, that is, with the population of Manchester. Manchester.
Really?
It's about smaller than Manchester, if you want to.